Better than Surge.
Right. Where's everybody? Oh. There we go. There we go. Much better. All right, this is take 2. And, well, it's actually take 3 but take 1 had no sound. So we're adding how to deal with technology problems. How to deal with technology problems. And also recreate half of the first video, which was how to remain productive on the road. Introduce yourselves, dive in, go. And then let us know if you can hear the sound. Go.
Hey,
Somebody
I'm
go.
Stella Harris of StellaHarris.net.
I'm Dirty Lola of Sexadagogo, sexadagogo.com.
And I am Jimanika Eborn from sewjim.com, SEWJIM.com.
And I'm Allison Moon from Girl621.com.
And I'm Reid from readaboutsex.com, and I'm also the creator of Sex Geek Summer Camp at sexgeeksummercamp.com.
You sure?
Well, I'm juggling a lot right here. There's a lot of technology going on, but this is awesome and fun. And we had a co-working day today, which is one way to stay productive on the road, is to get a bunch of your friends together and have them shame you if you're not staying on focus and on task. And then other things that we did to remain productive. I was talking about bringing a hard drive that I do with me that has all of my working files on it, because I don't sync things to the cloud. That's just me right now.
Oh yeah, I talked about boundaries. Having boundaries when you're being hosted by hosts that you love and enjoy spending time with, but still telling them ahead of time when you can do social stuff, but when you also need to work.
Yeah, and I'd added on to that, like, get a bunch of work done in the morning and then have social time.
Great. And I talked about making sure you bring your actual work with you, your source material for projects and things that you're working on, because it won't help if you've left it at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
I talked about prioritizing because I know that I am less productive when I'm traveling, and so I need to know what are the essential must-dos.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, and I talked about making lists. Sometimes having something like visually written down and as you scratch it off can help. And also if you do the list beforehand, you don't forget all the things that you actually need to do instead of be like, I'll just remember it. You won't.
Yeah. Well, but especially when you're on the road and you're like tired and like there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I also try to automate stuff as much as I can before I hit the road.
And a tip that kind of covers both of things you said. Wunderlist is a great list app that you can actually put due dates on, and it'll actually give you, it'll prioritize for you. So if you put that something is due on whatever date, it'll show you that it's coming up, that this is the thing you need to work on. And you can also divide your list into like a work list, a home list, or whatever list you want to make, grocery, whatever it is. And then each task within a list can be prioritized. So maybe you don't need to finish one list before you go to the other, but your multiple of lists will all pop up as soon as you open the app, so you know what you need to work on right away.
Okay. Other technology fails. Let's switch to that. So something I didn't do, I usually ask people like if they can hear me, but because we have so many people, I have the selfie stick set so far away, I can't see what people are writing. You can probably, because you're like a hawk. What are people saying?
Everybody's just saying hi.
Okay, good. But again, like asking people if they can hear you when you're doing like these kind of live stream things. If you can
out of frame.
If you can hear us, you know, like if you can hear us, hit a bunch of emoticons, like whatever you want to do to get so that you know that that it's working. Other fails. Stella, did you say you had a PowerPoint?
Yeah, I was teaching a class for KinkFest a couple of years ago that I always use PowerPoint for, and it wasn't agreeing with the conference center's system, and so I couldn't use it, and I had to sort of wing it. And I think it ended up actually being a really good class, because I think sometimes I get really dependent on my notes and crutches because I refuse to just believe I know the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's off the cuff, I think I'm actually, sometimes it's even better. But every time since that's happened, I've had printouts of my notes so that if I can't rely on my computer for some reason, I have a hard copy to go to make sure I stay on my outline.
Yeah, I always try to make sure that I design if I have a PowerPoint, I design what I'm talking about so that I could teach it if I didn't have a PowerPoint. Mm-hmm. Like, and again, like sometimes that's tricky or hard, but I think it's really useful because just expect that something's going to go wrong.
Yeah, I never trust the conference center's Wi-Fi, and I never trust that they'll have all the dongles that are necessary or the cables that are necessary.
Yeah.
Just
You mentioned hotspots on your phone before.
yeah. So using hotspots if you can, or again, just knowing that you know the material well enough to be able to wing it is actually the best way of dealing with it.
Yeah, I have when I travel, I have a Ziploc filled with every dongle that has ever been made for Apple
It's true,
computers.
like some of them are this big.
Yeah, some of them are old and big, but every once in a while somebody's like, Reid, do you have a dongle for a 92 laptop? I'm like, I probably do.
And actually, that's the thing. It's like you've saved your own ass a couple times, but you've saved other people's asses more often. I think that's a beautiful thing, a service to provide. If you're the guy who's got all the things.
I'm the dongle guy. Ask Reid if he's got a dongle for you. Anyone else?
External power sources. I actually invested in like a couple $100 brick power source because I was going on a cross-country flight and I knew that I wouldn't have power at my seat. And so it's like I had so much work to do. I'm like, it's heavy and it's big, but it's totally worth it.
And that was like powered your laptop.
It powered my laptop twice and my cell phone 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I've got a couple of little batteries that I use, and it's challenging with my phone because I have this cool mic that goes into the port.
He says with rage.
My cool mic. Hey, and it's very cool. And so what I just did is I just ordered a splitter for my phone that hopefully I can plug the mic in and an extra battery. So we'll see how that goes. We'll beta test it.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a writer, and for a long time, I had a journal with me everywhere I went, and I would just write notes and stuff. But I got out of that habit somewhere along my travels, and one of the things that is maddening to me is when I don't have access to my computer or other technology, to not be able to write things down. It's so silly to me that I stopped getting the habit of carrying paper with me, but I'm trying to get that back into my life, where it's like a notebook with multiple writing utensils in every bag at every time, because there's going to be inspiration that strikes, or there's going to be a time when I don't want to whip out the iPad on the subway or something, but I want to be able to write something down. Paper.
I have a friend who does memos on their phone. And instead of paper, which may or may not work for you, it depends.
Yeah, sometimes it can be good, but again, I think analog is always a good way to back up things.
Because digital files disappear on your hard drive, and then you don't find them until months later.
Or never. I've lost things.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Be really super realistic about what you could actually work on while you're on the road. Like if you are going to a conference that's a 3-day conference and you're speaking a lot, maybe you're not actually going to get to write that article that is due when you get home. I've done that and had to go, sorry, can I get an extension? So maybe not saving things like that for when you know you're going to hit the road, because if you're not honest about actually having time to work on it, you're not going to get to it anyway.
The other thing I'll add is I would make a list of 3 or 5 things that you could do. If you could do just one of them, little things that would make you feel productive, so that when you're at a conference or something and you feel like the rest of your business is coming off the hinges, there's 1 or 2 things you could do right when you wake up, so that you're like, all right, I got some stuff done today. For me that's social media. So if I can post something new or tweet something new that's about my business, then I feel like at least I'm doing some kind of promotion. And then I feel like I'm come late at night, I'm not so worried that my business is falling apart because I didn't get anything done. And that's can be really tricky when you're at a conference or if you're emceeing an entire event or something like that. Yeah. Anything else?
Ooh, I want to know about do any of you guys travel with merch?
Merchandise tips.
Yes. Okay. Zip bags. Like having your merch separated into little bags and then in little bags. So I carry stickers, but all the stickers are together. All the buttons are in another bag together. And then all of that is in another zip bag together. When I fly, everything is in a clear Ziploc bag, because if you have to put it underneath the plane, I get searched all the time. This way they won't plow through your stuff. They can pick it up and look through it, because the last thing you want them is ruffling up your stickers or your merch and stuff. I roll up, I do cum towels. And like, but those get folded and put.
Let's
into
get some
another-
emoticons.
Slide
This
that
might
in
be
there.
the first Facebook Live of mine where cum towels was mentioned.
towels.
So let's
A lot of
hit
cum towels.
some
from
emoticons.
Dirty Lola.
Dirty Lola.
You know where to get them.
Pussy posse cum
Six.
towels. So yeah, like that stuff gets all put in baggies, and it keeps it clean, and also if they're going to search your bag, they can see it.
I just started using Ziplocs for my Sex Geek t-shirts and putting them by size, and it feels like it takes more time, but stuff is so much more organized and easier to travel.
Yeah.
Any other merch tips?
Oh, shipping. Weigh what it cost. If it's a lot of times it's cheaper to ship yourself a box than it is to pack a bag.
Especially if
And
it's
pay
books.
for the-
'cause
yeah.
You can do media mail.
Books
Yeah.
are great for media mail, but books, by the way, are heavy.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know this already, if you're considering writing a book and traveling with it and selling it on the road, do yourself a favor and ship it ahead of time. Do not try and travel with it. It will cause you tears, frustrations, and heartache, especially when the suitcase decides to crap out while traveling through the wintry streets.
And pack in the box that you ship tape and a return address, because you're probably going to ship it home too, and that way you're not in a hotel trying to find a place to print your UPS label, FedEx label, whatever, and you can just tape it up. And usually if you do that, you can give it to the hotel desk and they will send it out for you.
You're
Yeah,
good.
we this year for Sex Geek Summer Camp, Kathy set up a whole FedEx account, and we had everything pre-shipped. It made everything really good, but then I don't know why, but this was the year that FedEx like lost a shit ton of our boxes. It was just weird. I don't think it was because we pre-labeled things, but it was so much easier. But you just have to put the work in ahead of time and kind of think ahead.
Yeah.
But that worked really well. And I like flying Southwest Airlines because you can check a second bag for free. And so I try to keep all of my stuff in one bag and then have a free bag for merch.
Yeah, that's like a life tip that because I'm such a cheap bastard. I'm gonna get like the cheapest flight, even if I have to leave at 6 a.m. and there are no free bags. So I'm gonna save $20 by making my life miserable. And
And
that makes
$60 in
bags.
luggage.
Yeah, so it makes no sense. It's like spend a little bit more money for the free bags, and also make your life easier by flying out at a time that works for your emotional bandwidth, so that when you arrive happy and healthy, as opposed to miserable and angry at everyone.
Yes. And have a good suitcase. Don't
Spend
fuck
money
around.
for a good
That-
suitcase.
that rolls on all four
All
wheels.
Yes.
fours changed my life.
Save
Oh
yourself.
my goodness.
A 50-pound
Shoulder.
suitcase
Yeah.
No,
But-
that rolls on all
Do-
four wheels.
But you know what though? If I had to do a lot of off-roading, like through the snow and stuff.
So how's that for me? There you go.
Sorry. If I had to do a lot of through the snow and slush, I think I might want a two-wheeler with big knobby wheels. I'm not sure.
Depends on where I don't go where
Yeah.
there's snow.
All right. There you go. There you have it. There you have it. All right, we're gonna leave you now. It's Friday. Have a great Friday. Go see Thor. You missed that on the first video.
Again.
Thor is out. Short hair.
Do you have stock in Marvel? What's going on?
Hold it.
This is supposed to be a surprise.
Make mine Marvel. All right, bye everyone. Hey, thanks Apple for the great phone upgrade that keeps crashing. That's annoying. All right, so where were we? Hard drive.
I had another point on that though. Never mind, I forgot. Oh wait, now I remember. Okay, so huge thing in my productivity change when I moved from Gmail to using a mail app on my computer because I didn't need Wi-Fi to be able to answer emails.
Yeah.
That changed the game for me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I still use Apple Mail, and I run all my Gmail through it so that I can because when I fly a lot, and there'll always be a flight that for some reason doesn't have Wi-Fi, so I can answer and work on emails, and then everything will send as soon as I get get Wi-Fi. I had another one too. Figure out what routines you need to have for me in the morning, so that I kind of set myself in my zone. So for those of you who know, I'm a bulletproof coffee nerd, and so if I can do my coffee and not be distracted by my hosts, I can start getting into my work groove, and then take time reward hangout time around lunchtime or something like that. So I try to get a bunch of stuff done early in the day, and then go hang out with whoever's hosting me.
Remember your time zone changes and to change them on your, like right now my laptop says it's 8:06 p.m. It is not that time where I am, and if I was setting up things on my website, it would be all wacky with posting if I wanted to post right now. So just remember where you are, what time zone you're in. Yeah.
I also try to automate as much as I can before I hit the road. So schedule my Hootsuites and whatever other kind of things I can get scheduled ahead of time, so that when I'm on the road, that stuff's already happening. Yes. Anything else?
Like you mentioned, routines, keeping to your regular routines and self-care as much as possible, remembering to sleep, remembering to eat, all of that, so that you
water
can actually do work.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's all my major.
Well, there's another one that I use is the having a hotspot's actually really helpful.
Oh yeah.
Because there are often times when you don't have Wi-Fi, or it's really unreliable, and you have like a Skype meeting with somebody really important, and you can't get to Wi-Fi. I've had many freak out because I haven't been able to get internet exactly when I need to, or it's not fast enough to be able to support what I need. So either supporting a hotspot on your phone here, like only turning it on when you're on the road, or just having it always available is a really good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
Yay.
I think that's it.
And we've been co-working for like the past 6 hours, which
So
is
we're
why
a little
all
punchy.
A bit low energy.
We're a little punchy.
We're like,
And there's a hot tub, so maybe it's hot tub time?
It's French fry time.
French
Don't-
fry
in the hot
time.
tub?
French fry carbs in the.
Oh, it's French fries. We've got French fries warming in the oven, and then maybe hot tub time. All right, leave some of your productivity tips
get back to
for
that.
us. And then one more time, where can people find you? Allison, go.
Girl611.com.
Sojim, SEWJIM.com.
Sexatagogo.com.
StellaHarris.net.
And readaboutsex.com. We'll put all those links in the descriptions. And have a great weekend, everybody. Go see Thor. We're seeing Thor tonight.
You open Marvel?
Thor! Short-haired Chris Helmsworth. Come on! Wow. Bye.
This just took a turn.
I'm so angry.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me.